welcome back. Unless this is your first time here, I'm the Northwest Fisherman Chris, and today we're going to be cracking open the Monster Bass Platinum July box bag. I really like the bags a lot more than I like the boxes. Let's go ahead and get a good look at the box here. It's all about power and finesse for July. Blah blah blah. Interview with the guide, live. Square bills, dude, I love square bills. Bounce them off of absolutely anything. Fish them everywhere. Dirt, shallow, in the weeds, everywhere. Places to fish it that they're saying is hums, ledges, brush piles, riprap, points, rocks, docks. I agree with all of those. I also fish them in trees, tules and reeds, and grass because I rip and roll. The rod that they suggest is a 7-foot medium heavy or glass action rod. I'd say a light medium heavy or a light for fishing square bills, the places that they're stating. If you're going to fish under heavier cover like I like to do a lot for your grass, your tules, your trees, definitely medium heavy. A lighter rod I feel like is a little bit more, you just get a better sense of the feeling of your bottom contact, and I feel like with a lot of heavier rods you lose some of that sensitivity. They say to throw it on 14 to 12 pound fluorocarbon. I mostly agree with that. I like to throw it on 12 a lot. I will throw it heavier, like 15, 16 pound, but a lot of times I'll throw it on like 10, 12, especially if I'm just fishing like rock beds or ledges and stuff like that. Because you're not gonna get snapped off if you're not in like trees, brush, or other stuff like that. As far as gear ratio goes, I agree with the 7:2 to 1. It's a good ratio. Different cranks you're going to want to go lower or just turn it slower, but with a 7:2 to 1 you can always turn it slower, but with a 6:2 you can only turn it so fast, so it's a trade-off. We got a walking bait, which really you can fish that absolutely everywhere except for heavy grass mats and stuff like that. They've got it for they're saying 7/8 lunker stick. I would throw a walking bait on the same rod that you throw your jerk bait on. That's what I do a lot. They say 40-pound braid. I necessarily wouldn't throw it on 40-pound braid. I'm still going to throw it on, of course, like mono or braid, but I would probably go lighter, but that's just me. 8:3 to 1 bait caster. I could agree with that, but I also feel like that might be slightly overkill. I think 7:2 would be fine. When all else fails, drop shot. Drop shot's great. Drop shot is great. You can fish that literally everywhere except for mats. I'll fish it in the grass. I'll fish it in the tules and reeds. Owner makes a really good weedless wacky hook. It's pretty good. It's really good. They say 6 to 10 pound fluorocarbon. I agree with that. I'd stay on the heavier side of that. 7-foot lunker stick. Yeah, so I throw it on a I throw mine on the Akuma Psycho Stick, and then I'm using a 2500 series reel. But I am throwing it on 10-pound fluoro. Blah blah blah. PB, become a legend. And then next month is going to be live target. I have such mixed feelings about live target baits. Some of them are really neat. Some of them are really bad. So we'll worry about that when August gets here. Alright, let's get going into this thing. Okay, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of a little bit trippier than like a sticker I would want, maybe, for fishing, but it's pretty cool. That's big. I actually kind of really like that. That's That's dope. Exclusive offer for fish angler. All right, let's do some of these hard baits first. It's not like it's really a secret because the bag's see-through. Our first bait is a balsa bait from Bagley. It is 2 inches long, weighs 3/8 of an ounce, and it is going to be a little bitty square bill. A nice little. I'd consider this a flat side. What color are they calling this? Shadow Sunny B. So it's got kind of more of a perch pattern in my opinion. So you've got a nice black green back here. You've got your big Bagley googly eyes that they always put on there. And then you've got a nice, like, it's more of a mustard tone. You got a red belly up here, and you've got those wonderful black vertical slashes. This is pretty sweet. With it being a balsa bait, it's completely silent. So this would be really good for pressured water. This isn't really necessarily a square bill, but it's 2 to 4 feet. I'd still fish it like a square bill. Eventually the end of this bill is going to go from being somewhat rounded to flat, grinding on rocks and stuff. But this is pretty killer. I like this a lot. This would be a nice trick little bait. Any lake that you have perch in it, perch is always a good pattern. Even a lot of fisheries, I'll throw perch patterns. I just have a lot of success with them. The hooks on this are just normal treble hooks, nothing super fancy to write home about, but they are super sharp and they are super stout. I like the Bagley baits quite a bit. Moving on, let's grab our next one. This is from Norman Lures. This is kind of a weird looking bait. This is another square bill. This guy is it's going to be 2 to 4 feet. It doesn't actually say on here. The color is lavender shad. These are made in Guatemala. Oh, 2 to 5 feet. Huh. Weird. This is kind of a neat looking bait here. You've got a nice blue-gray, silver, or blue-gray back, fading down to a little bit of purple there. You've got your red slashes for your gill plates. The gill plates are really pronounced in the way that they pop out. It's got a nice rendering to it. It's got nice eyes on it, a nice little foil decal deep sunk in there so they don't just get ripped off. It's more of a bulbous body, so it's going to have a wider action. Let's give this thing a listen. It's not quite a single knock, but it's not like a heavy rattle. It's a nice in-between. This is a nice square bill. This is one I'm definitely going to want to throw. That's pretty sweet. Okay. Next up, we have a bucket mouth brand donkey snack. It's a frog. It's just a green frog. It literally just only, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but it literally only just says green. It's a lot more than green, fortunately. Let's get this out of here. Oh, this is, okay, so this is kind of cool. So you've got like a nice, like normal frog pattern on the back. You got your green up front, fading to like kind of a smoky black-gray glitter. But I noticed when I was taking it out, it's got a nice underbelly chartreuse at the front. It's got this nice heavy, kind of like bass boat, silver green glitter effect going on the bottom. It's pretty soft. This is a nice soft bait. I'm pretty surprised by how soft this is. The hooks, I would bend them up just a little bit, but that's just me. I think most people get away with it. I actually think you might also be able to get away without boiling this frog. If you know, you know. It's got nice legs here, black and brown. It's a pretty nice frog. I'm not that mad about it. I don't think I've ever had anything from this brand, so we'll see how this goes. Let's see if I can break it. Next up, do we have any more hard baits? Nope. But we did get hooks. So we got some of these Daiichi 5/0. Got 3 of these guys here. Let's go ahead and whip one of these out, because with soft baits, I'm willing to bet these hooks are for those baits. Nope. Okay. Bam. I do kind of like that they're red, but I also kind of dislike that a lot of the Daiichi hooks that I get and my sacks are red. I'm not sure how I feel about them, but they are lighter wire, which is kind of nice. First soft plastic that we've got here, this is from B&M Baits. They call this the Slim Wild 6.5 Green Pumpkin. This looks like a trick worm. I'm just going to be completely honest with everybody right now. This is a trick worm. Yeah, it's a trick worm. I like to fish these on shaky head, but nothing says that you can't fish these on an EWG, so I'll go ahead and rig this up for you guys real quick. This green pumpkin color is, you can't not green pumpkin. Like, it's just one of those colors it produces. And it doesn't really matter what the bait is in. Green pumpkin's a good color. They hit it. To expose that hook a little bit. Wow, that was not one of my better attempts, but there's your general idea. I fish shaky heads on trick worms a lot, so I'm definitely going to use these. Are these salted? I like to rough them up too. No salt. No nothing. No scent. Super scented. It says super scented, but there's no scent. Okay, actually here, check this out. This is weird. So, I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this, but this one, the green it's a lot lighter and it's more translucent, while this one's just green. Let me put them side by side to see if the camera will even pick that up. Like, yeah, you can kind of see it right there, maybe. Look at that. So the consistency's not really there. I'm sure if I flip through all of these, I'd notice other little differences in them. But I'm still going to fish them, I don't care. But I'm kind of upset that they don't have a scent other than the plastic, saying that they're super scented. Unless the scent that they're shooting for is plastic. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It'll still fish. It'll still get the job done. Alright, so we got something from Missile Baits. Oh, it's the Destroyer in California Love. Okay, the Destroyer, this is a good flipping bait. This is a good flipping bait. Or you could use it as a trailer, or you can do anything you want with this bait, because you have a bunch of options here. These are scented really well, so we'll go ahead rig this bad boy up here, because most people will probably fish this Texas rigged for flipping. Flip that through there like that. This being California Love, the red flake in this with that black back is going to work out really well. There we go. Flip it through just like that. Texpose it, and bam, ready to fish. You got all these appendages. You can rip different ones off to do different things. You got these 4 little legs up front here. You got these big flappers on the back, and then of course these wonderful twisty tails on the back. Throw this weighted with like a 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce if you're fishing like toolies, or use it for punching, or just whatever. You can Carolina rig this, anything you want. So you got that nice black and red back there. And then the belly, you got that lighter green, and it goes throughout the whole body. This is a great bait. This is a bait to be reckoned with. It's got the scent on this is weird though. It's like black licorice. I wonder if these are salted. No, they're not salted. But who cares? The presentation, they're not going to be worried about the taste. They're not going to be worried about the scent because they're going to see it falling down doing its thing. And it's going to get the job done. This is another super solid soft plastic. Very happy with that. And our last bait in the bag are going to be these Bruiser Baits Super Swimmer Junior in Moonlight. Crack one of these open here. Actually, that's kind of weird. So look at the tail on this. It's from the molding process. It's like not quite perfectly finished. That's fine. I don't care. I'm just saying. It's got a nice body, nice streamline. It's not super heavy. So this is a perfect bait to run as a trailer on, let's say, like a buzzbait. Because buzzbaits, everything, I run trailers on all of my baits like this. Some people don't. Some people are like, oh, you don't need to do that. You do. Because there are bites that you're missing because the bass is not 100% right there on top of it, and it's trying to use the physics of its mouth to take your bait. And if your bait doesn't have that extra added mass to it, it ain't gonna work. So bam, just like that. Perfect size trailer for your buzz baits, for your spinner baits. You could even throw this on like your swim jig heads, or just swim it. You could throw it. You could throw this Texas rigged, and then just swim it back, or swim it like a faster Carolina rig. Super subtle bait. This is nice, actually. I really like this. This also doesn't really have that much of a scent, but it does have this nice warning for cancer and reproductive harm from the state of California. So that means it's going to work really well. But anyway, so that's the platinum box for this month. I'm not upset. I mean, I could be upset that these don't really have that much scent, or any salt on this one. But I'm not mad about that. This frog, it's actually kind of really nice how subtle this frog is. You can't really go wrong with a frog. I'm on board with that. I'm never going to say no, I don't want any more free hooks. I'm fine with getting hooks. Yeah, I have a drawer full of hooks, but you know what I never have to buy? Hooks. You know what's really kind of disappointing to buy when you have to make, let's say you make a $100 order from Taco Warehouse and you open the box and you're all excited and then you remember you ordered absolutely nothing but terminal? Not even mad. Both these baits right here, I'm going to fish the life out of this thing. This is either going to wear out, the lip's going to break off, or I'm going to lose it. That's what's going to happen with this. The only thing that could slightly make this better is if it had one of those, one of the computer board lips. But I can't think of the real name for that at this moment. I don't know. It's been one of those days. This is interesting, and I'm definitely going to throw this because this pattern is it's perfect for my area. I'm not mad about this at all. This was a good deal on all this. Yeah. No, I guess the only thing that I could say that I wish we would have gotten is, I don't know, weights. I mean, they could have thrown a pack of tungsten in here, but tungsten ain't cheap. I think I would rather have a value pack of 3 or 4 pieces of tungsten over maybe the paddle tails, but even then, I'm fine with getting more paddle tails. It's totally cool. So that's basically it. That's it for this month's sack. It is hot outside. Don't know if you guys noticed that. We're in our 3rd week here in Idaho of being 100 plus. It's pretty rough. By pretty rough, I mean it sucks. To be completely honest about it, it sucks. So if you're going to go out, drink tons of water, protect your skin, use sunscreen, get yourself the sun protecting clothes, like the UV shirts or whatever. They actually keep you cooler, a lot cooler than just like wearing a t-shirt. But just stay safe out there in that heat, because the heat's no joke. Like, the heat will bite you even well after you're out of the heat. But yeah, guys, stay safe out there. Stay so safe. Watch out for boaters. Just keep an eye on the environment around you. The bugs are out. The animals are out. Spiders are out. Snakes are out. Be safe. You're not the only ones trying to be out there doing stuff. Now it's finally summer. But that's it. That's the end of the show. Just remember FAFO. Fish around and find out. Take care.